All right, let's just dive right into this explainer. Today, we're zeroing in on a massive, structural hardware security flaw that's literally hiding deep inside millions of computer processors. So, if you're running a machine with an Intel chip from the last couple of years, there is actually an entire, completely hidden computer running right alongside your main operating system. It's got its own memory, its own firmware, and absolute control over your machine's security. It's built to be this impenetrable digital fortress. But what happens when the very foundation of that fortress is cracked, like permanently cracked from the exact moment it leaves the factory? We're unpacking a highly complex vulnerability today, one that fundamentally breaks the cryptographic root of trust in millions of systems. And the real kicker? We'll see exactly why it is completely 100% unpatchable.
To get our heads around this, here's our roadmap for the explainer. First, we'll look at the ghost in your machine. Then, we'll cover the unpatchable boot ROM flaw itself, followed by how it actually breaks the chain of trust. After that, we'll dive into the real-world implications of the exploit and finally wrap up with mitigations and damage control.
Okay, part 1. The ghost in your machine.
Take a look at this quote. It points out that users must trust a hidden, privileged subsystem they cannot fully inspect, audit, or disable on most hardware. And man, that perfectly captures the whole mystery and the underlying risk here. We're dealing with what is effectively a ghost in your machine. Security researchers have been warning us about this for a while. Sure, this subsystem is designed for totally legitimate IT uses, things like remote management or fast boot. But by its very nature, it demands absolute blind faith from you, the user. It's honestly kind of like having a landlord who has a master key to your apartment, but you're just not allowed to do a background check on them. You can't audit it, and on most consumer hardware, you literally can't turn it off.
So let's put a name to this ghost. It's the Intel Converged Security and Management Engine, or CSME for short. You can think of the Intel CSME as the ultimate, undisputed gatekeeper of your computer. It is a completely separate microcontroller operating completely independent of your main OS. It's running the show behind the scenes, powering hardware security tech like BootGuard to authenticate your firmware, acting as a trusted platform module for your hard drive encryption, handling DRM, basically managing all the fundamental cryptographic keys of your system. So, the stakes here, if the CSME is compromised, the whole shebang is compromised. Game over for that platform.
Which brings us to part 2, the unpatchable boot ROM flaw.
5 years. That is the massive window of released Intel CPUs affected by this specific vulnerability, tracked as CVE 2019-0090. We're talking about millions of processors out in the wild with an insufficient access control vulnerability. But here's the thing. Unlike your run-of-the-mill software bug that you just patch on Patch Tuesday and forget about, this flaw has a devastating catch. And that catch is all about where exactly it lives inside the hardware architecture.
It all comes down to the boot ROM. See, your computer's security architecture is built in layers. The CSME firmware itself, that lives on the SPI flash memory. And sure, that can be updated. But the early-stage boot code, literally the very first instructions the chip reads to load up the rest of the firmware, that is housed in the mask ROM. This is read-only memory physically burned into the silicon during manufacturing. It is strictly permanent. So actually fixing this specific flaw, it's physically impossible without taking the literal silicon chip out and replacing it.
Because of where it's located, researchers have actually compared this to the infamous Checkmate exploit for iPhones. Just like Checkmate gave hackers a permanent, unpatchable jailbreak for older Apple devices, CVE 2019-0099 is basically a holy grail for hardware hackers. It's a permanent vulnerability baked right into the hardware itself. So, how do they actually use this? Let's break down the attack.
Section 3. Breaking the Chain of Trust. Check out this secure boot flow diagram from a Black Hat presentation. Notice that very first black box labeled ROM, way up on the top left? That's where the whole sequence kicks off. The ROM loads, authenticates, and executes the very first piece of code. And because the ROM is considered the absolute ultimate root of trust, literally everything downstream, your firmware, your OS, all your personal data, completely relies on this one initial process being 100% secure.
But right here is exactly where the chain snaps. During those super early stages of the boot process, the memory management unit makes a fatal error. It actually leaves the static memory, the SRAM, completely unprotected for just a tiny brief window before the rest of the firmware even loads. Attackers can exploit this window by using devices that have direct memory access, or DMA. Researchers figured out that subsystems like the Integrated Sensors Hub could basically be hijacked to blindly overwrite this unprotected memory. They're hijacking the execution flow before the system even wakes up enough to know it's hitting it.
And doing that leads straight to the ultimate prize, attacking the key derivation process. At the absolute core of the CSME is the chipset key. This is a root key that is unique to every single device, programmed right at the factory. Because the attacker has hijacked that early ROM execution, they suddenly have control over reading this chipset key, along with the generation of every subsequent encryption key. It's exactly like stealing the master blueprint that lets you forge literally any key in a high-security building.
All right, let's look at Section 4, Implications of the Exploit.
As the researchers were quick to point out, compromising the CSME completely obliterates the cryptographic chain of trust for the entire platform. The result? Utter chaos. Once that chipset key is exposed, attackers can forge hardware IDs to perfectly impersonate devices. They can decrypt hard disks that are relying on hardware-backed keys. They can strip away DRM protections on digital content. And honestly, the most terrifying part, especially for enterprise environments, is that they can install backdoors at the lowest possible level. We're talking below the user, below the operating system, completely invisible to any traditional antivirus software you might be running.
Oh, and it gets even worse. By abusing a debugging feature called Delayed Authentication Mode, or DAM, attackers might actually be able to discover root keys that are totally identical across all systems sharing that exact same generation of chipset. This opens the door for what security folks call a Bohr attack, break one, run everywhere. That means the heavy lifting required to physically extract a key from just one machine could, in theory, compromise an entire fleet of thousands of similar machines in an enterprise.
Finally, let's talk about Section 5, Mitigations and Damage Control.
So, we need to draw a massive line here between a mitigation and an actual cure. Intel did step up and issue firmware updates to block specific attack pathways, like, disabling the integrated sensors hub's ability to interfere during that early boot phase. They also used hardware fuses to create an anti-rollback feature. That stops attackers from simply downgrading your machine to an older vulnerable firmware. But remember what we talked about earlier? That underlying boot ROM code is permanent. Researchers are warning that a highly skilled attacker with specialized physical tools could still find brand new DMA vectors to slip right past these software band-aids. At the end of the day, the only real true fix is a full hardware upgrade. Intel's 10th gen processors, the ones using the Ice Point chipsets, were actually manufactured with corrected boot ROMs.
Now, despite this pretty harsh hardware reality, the fact that this flaw is unpatchable at its core, Intel's official advice correctly stresses that you absolutely must keep applying firmware updates. Because look, while a super determined attacker with physical access and an oscilloscope might eventually bypass a firmware block, updating your system layers your defenses. It significantly raises the barrier to entry, meaning you're at least blocking the casual, automated, or remote exploitation of these vectors.
But it does leave us with a really profound dilemma, doesn't it? As you sit there thinking about these hidden, black box systems managing your data right this second, systems you can't see, you can't audit, and you definitely can't turn off, you really have to ask yourself, what actually happens when the very foundation of our hardware security can never be fully repaired? This flaw totally forces us to rethink our reliance on absolute trust in hardware. It's a wake-up call that sometimes the ghosts inside our machines are very, very real. Thanks for exploring this explainer with me today, and keep asking questions.